Spectacular results of the Ranger and Mariner mission. And the other...
In Easy Bay, boy meets girl as it walks his He's a family man who enjoys the pace.
Arnold Voyager was our first step into planetary space.
This is Traders of the Lost Charts. It is a social podcast for traders. This is a community podcast for the Rocky Outcrop community. Today we have Josh, aka Lepton. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Sarah, what's up?
Hey, I'm doing great. Yep, that's me, the host, Sarah, aka Sarah Ristaino. Yep, I'm feeling good. I'm sure you're feeling good. And I thought, why not talk a little bit about trading?
Yeah, trading's great.
So how long?
I'm getting more and more into it.
Great. How long have you been trading?
Off and on for, I don't know, maybe 10 years now. I started a while back, just like aimlessly trading, and then I stopped for a while because that wasn't really working. And then recently I started picking it up again.
Sure. What prompted you to dig a little bit deeper?
Well, trying to discover ways of securing gains better than losses.
Yeah,
Probably the main motivation.
sure. So did you find like you were successful occasionally, just aimlessly trading, and then like other times just not successful at all?
Yeah, for sure. Like early on, I was just aimlessly picking stocks. So I wouldn't say aimlessly. I was, what I was actually doing was I was looking at Motley Fool articles and trying to decipher what they were talking about without having to go through the paywall. So
Mhm.
early on, I picked NVIDIA for $30, like pre-split. I had Tesla at like $100, like way back. Just apps, which is digital turbine, the trade desk. So I did have some success here and there, just trying to decipher like what other people were talking about going in on that they would be paying, or that they would be asking you to pay for information. So I did okay there, but um, then I got out at untimely manner here and there.
Mm,
Um, so I didn't really maximize the potential that I had there and some of those stocks. And then there was also a lot of like some of the pot stocks and mania, just jumping in and out of those. So overall, staying relatively even, but not so much securing a lot of gains like I feel like I want to be.
sure, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, no, definitely when I started trading, it absolutely was aimless. No articles, no research, just uh, downloaded Robinhood, buy like 20 like $5 with 20 different things and then just see what happens. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
What got you into trading in the first place?
Just wanting an alternate source of income, a different way of making money on my own. Besides the typical 9 to 5.
Sure. What do you do? What is your 9 to 5?
I'm a robotics engineer.
Nice.
Currently, I program flame throwing robots that apply powder coating to jet engine parts.
Yes, that's awesome.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So does that pay pretty well? But you also need, the trading to like get you where you want to be in life.
Yeah, I'm starting to get kind of where I want to be, but I think living at home and working at home would be ideal. So if I could manage to work at home for myself, that'd be the dream, I guess.
Yeah. So my brain went two different places when you said working from home. one half of me goes, "Oh yeah, working from home, trading at your desk," and the other half saw like you as like Iron Man building flame flowing robots in your garage.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do hey, maybe I could have like some kind of robotic setup and manufacturing setup in a garage or something, but I'm looking for I don't know, I'm getting more and more into trading. It's
Yeah.
becoming enjoyable. So if I can somehow harness that and capture that on a daily basis and be profitable weekly, monthly, yearly, then that'd be
Yeah,
ideal.
definitely. So I mean, it sounds like your approach has always been fairly intelligent, you know, like even in the beginning, you made sure to look for some actual information, like what a stock might be doing and what brought you to this point where like you found the Rocky Outcrop community and you started learning more technical analysis.
Well, probably the whole GameStop mania,
Yeah.
um, really, because I saw something about GameStop going up, and I was like, oh, it's going to go to $1,000 with the things I was seeing all over the place. So I was like, $1,000, it's not even halfway there yet. So I'm like,
Hmm.
I can double up real quick if I throw in at haha 420. So I threw in at 420. Uh, and I'm like, I'm gonna double up. Here we go.
Right.
We're going to 1,000, and then I got trapped. No more buy button.
Darn it.
Uh,
Oh,
so
420, that is so close to the top too.
yeah, it was basically the top.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was like the top. That's
But
amazing.
I haven't sold them. I still have them.
Hmm.
Um, and so I was watching. I was just trying to find YouTubers at the time, I guess. And I was on Andrew Mo Money for a little bit, and then um, just watching him afterwards. I got kicked to Rocky Outcrop video, thankfully.
Hmm. Yeah.
um, and then through our Rocky found Jamie. He mentioned his brother because Rocky was doing a lot of crypto at the time.
Hmm.
And he said, check out his brother Jamie. So I followed both of them, and yeah, so that's how I found him was, GameStop, uh, Andrew Mo getting just kicked over from Andrew Mo.
Yeah. GameStop is a gateway drug. Really is.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
With the old network.
no, I do find it interesting how like everyone on the internet, like the whole internet talking about one stock and how it pushed all these content creators kind of to the surface because now this is like trading wasn't necessarily a mainstream thing. And I feel like GameStop and the meme stocks being so popular and well known has like made trading a little more mainstream.
Yeah, definitely. It's caught a lot of attention on YouTube. So so many people are on YouTube, especially the younger generation. So that just brings a lot of exposure. Um,
Hmm.
I guess not only YouTube, but so
Right. So when you
across social
started
media.
like looking on YouTube for maybe some traders or a trading community, had you already started looking into technical analysis, or is that something where like after you saw it explained a little bit, you got interested in?
Yeah, I didn't really dabble in TA at all until I saw Rocky and Jamie doing it. Like I saw various people like betting on the VWAP or different things and talking a lot about volume. Like now in hindsight, like they didn't seem like they were really knew the depth of knowledge that Jamie and Rocky
Hmm.
have and what they're teaching, what they're putting forward. Um, since then, um, I've not really found many others that have been so forward with helping with the information and how to process it and how to learn how to apply it. Um,
All right.
that's really when I started taking interest was um, when I started watching those two guys. I mean, I always had the concept of buy low, sell high, uh, but like how to do that, I didn't really have a clue.
Yeah. How do you know where low is? How do you know where high
Yeah,
is?
so Jamie the other day put it like so excellently that like kind of really uh triggered for me. It was he said don't jump onto a moving train, and I was just jumping onto moving trains.
Right.
Like jump onto the stations. That's basically the support and resistance. Like you make your moves there, not on a
Right.
moving train. And that's what I was doing. I was like, oh, look, a moving train. Let's chase it. And I
Yeah.
was jumping on, and then that's how you start losing money is jumping on moving trains.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I would do, because it's not obvious to the untrained eye. You see a stock going one direction, you think I need to get on or I'm gonna get left behind,
Right.
not understanding that it might come back or do
Yeah.
something unexpected or
Yeah, with TA, you can plan where you can map out stops. Like, where's the stop? Like, where are, you know, the support and the resistance? You can find it, and that's where you get in.
yeah.
Or
So you started getting more interested in TA basically from watching Rocky Outcrop and trade spotting. Um, did you ultimately end up signing up for their course?
yeah, yeah, I've gone through the course. It's definitely been a big help. I've noticed a difference. I haven't really been trading all along because I've just been throwing as much GameStop as possible.
Yes.
I've just started trading again, and um, green in all three of my trades so far. So
That's great.
yeah. So
What are you trading?
I traded cold. I had a nice move on cold. I got like 60 something percent on cold. Wasn't a huge bet, but you know, I waited to be right.
Yeah, that's a really good move. 60%. That's great.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then, it's gone a little bit past where I got out, but that's okay. Like, I stuck to the plan, really, I guess.
Mhm.
Now I'm on. I've thrown that money on Rolls Royce, and it's been doing pretty good for me so far too.
Okay.
I think I'm up like 20% so far on that, maybe.
Nice. Great. And you feel like maybe the combination of like watching these streams, following along, and then taking the course,
Yeah,
do you feel like
sure.
you've got like a much stronger grasp of like wait, what's going on the charts, like where to find your entries and exits?
Yeah, for sure. Like I don't know everything. I'm still learning, but it's it's definitely a huge difference from where I started. Like I didn't have a clue about any of the stuff when I started.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching these guys pretty much every day since MOAS, basically since the $40 bottom. I was almost gonna sell out, but I ended up because of those guys held my position and averaged down.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit's crazy. So what was your experience with the course? Like, did you find the pacing, did you find anything frustrating about it? Anything that could have been more helpful?
Well, it's all about what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. I, for one, I hate doing homework, but that's just me.
Mhm.
Um,
Me too.
and to be honest, I skipped a little bit of the training just to get through it. And now I'm like, I'm trying to review some of that. Um, I mean, it's strongly advised to do every single part of it because it's all there to help you. Um, and I don't know, every single bit of it was like definitely helpful. And it's so much information. It took me a whole year to like get through it. Like, but I guess again, it's what you put
Yeah.
into it is what you're going to get out of it.
It is. And I know initially it was kind of advertised as an 8-week course, like the way each week would be unlocked. And I could see like if you're a motivated person with good focus, yes, you could do it in 8 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is a lot of information. Um, and a lot of us do work. So yeah, a lot of us are taking, months to like a year just to get through the material. Um, and then like I know like the very first drills are super simple. Just entering and exiting trades like rapidly,
Yeah.
just in
Yeah.
trading view.
Yeah.
And I think that can be a little bit baffling at first. Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
It's so simple. You want me to do this 100 times?
Get used to it.
It does. It does. Um, and like someone like me, I'm not always motivated to sit with the charts, immerse myself, familiarize myself. So I could see how just doing those very simple, repetitive drills can at least get me sitting there looking at the charts, pressing buttons, at least.
Right. Yeah. Gets you active, gets you participating,
Yeah. Do you,
not just thinking about it.
right. Did you find like it was a little overwhelming at first, like using TradingView, looking at charts?
Um, no, I mean, I, I don't know. I'd been exposed to like charts and data
Mm-hmm.
whatnot before, so like I don't know. I guess I kind of took naturally to the charting. Not that I'm fantastic at it, but like I don't know, I kind of enjoy doing it.
Oh, that's really good. It reminded me of the first time I opened Photoshop or like Premiere Pro. And like I never edited a photo or anything. And there's just like all these buttons, all this visual input. But yeah, just, sitting with it for a while, it does all become pretty natural. Like you need to use a tool, you know where it is, you know what it means. But yeah.
Yeah. I was definitely struggling to find some of the things that I saw the guys using on their videos and whatnot. Like, where are they getting that from? How are they doing this? How are they doing that?
Yeah.
So that is definitely something I use the Discord for. Like, I reached out, like, hey, how are you guys doing this and that? Like, where does this function? So I ended up, that's something I use the Discord for. Is reaching out for help. I mean, and there's always somebody there that's interested in helping out with whatever topic. So
Yeah.
fantastic community to be a part of.
Yeah, there's so many people and they cover basically every corner of trading. There's people mainly into crypto and other people, just like looking at SPY all the time. And like that's what they do. So yeah, if you have a question or you're stuck, there's someone there that's like, oh, I know about this. Oh, this is my It's definitely really cool.
It's definitely helpful to have the community there to just help out whenever.
Yeah. And I found like the homework sessions are really helpful. When you get people together in the voice chats and if there's like an assignment from the course that I'm not understanding, like having people to explain how that works, what's expected. And then like looking at other people's work that they've done, that they've posted.
How
I get out a lot
other
of
people are doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you a different perspective.
Yeah. So where, you said at some point you would like to be able to work from home, maybe make like your whole living trading. Is that kind of like what your vision is here?
Yeah, that'd be ideal if I could just make enough money. I know it's work,
Right.
but it's still, it's still work for
Well,
sure.
yeah, it is. My question is, and I ask everyone this, is like, what is your ambition beyond that? Like, do you have a vision of like, let's say you build your account up to like millions of dollars,
Yeah.
what projects would you do? How would you live?
Um, well, I wouldn't work.
Yes.
I'd probably, well, not for anybody else. I mean, I'd work on my own. Like I've got lots of projects I work on. I've got a few cars that I'd like to do whatever with. Um, I'd I'd like to build up my property. I'd like to build in solar. Be self-sustainable.
Hmm.
You grow, get some gardens. Like I don't know. I would just hang out on my property, I guess.
It sounds great to me. If you can generate your own food, your own electricity, your own income, like, yes, I love that.
Yeah, yeah, all that. If I could somehow become like fully independent, that'd be
Hmm.
ideal.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I feel kind of the same way. I think there might be like artistic things that I would want to support. Um, I grew up loving movies like a lot of people do. A lot of
Yeah.
people in my family, they're, painters, at least like part-time, um and I would like to be able to like add to the culture, add to, you know, people's ability to make the things they want to make. So, I've got a community college, like 15 minutes from where I live, and it's great. And, it's not free, but it is a great place to go and learn different art and make art. But I always felt like we need more. We need places like in communities where people can go and create, where it's more like a gym membership, more art studios. And like, especially since there's like nothing for people to do when you're an adult where you can get together and hang out and do things unless you want to go get wasted downtown, which isn't that fun. But yeah, no, I would love to, um, add value to my community in that way.
Yeah, that's definitely important to give, help out other people for sure. I
Hmm.
think in my perfect scenario there that I was talking about, just becoming completely independent, maybe I would have like a YouTube channel, like, hey guys, this is how you could do it too. Like you this and that. Or I think there could be more of that. Um,
Yeah, that's like Rocky's vision of the rising tide, where um we all become experts at this, and then we go and we teach other people, and it just spreads, and we all become self-sustaining, independent, all that.
yeah, that would be great. It's
Mhm.
yeah, we're all we're all in it together.
For sure. Yeah. So I love talking about GameStop, and there's a lot of conspiracies going around. Um,
Yeah.
do you have any thoughts, opinions on DRS?
Oh well, I think it'd be cool to show. I mean, it somewhat reflects what the float is owned, right? So
Mhm.
I mean, it'd be nice to know if we could somehow capture 100% of the float, and that would, if it were registered, then that'd be proof that what are all these other shares over here? Like,
Right. Do you think it's possible? You think we can do it?
uh, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe it's possible. I don't know. It'd probably take a long time, a lot more time, especially if people decide like they don't want to stick around for it and they want to take their shares back out. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, I guess, but
Yeah. And I know people are, online saying they're DRSing, and it's like 10 shares here, 5 shares there. And it kind of makes me wonder, are there really that many of us? Or you think there's like bigger institutions buying in, DRSing?
yeah, I don't know. I did see a little bit that potentially you're talking. tinfoil hat, I guess, that potentially a nefarious source would DRS some shares, a large group of shares, and then take them back out to make it look like the DRS numbers are going down.
Mm.
So there could be like some large scale manipulation with it. But
It is this giant game of trust, right?
yeah, it sure is.
And it's interesting to see where it goes.
And
'Cause-
commitment too. Like, is everybody really down to stick around for as long as it might actually take?
right. Yes. And then like, spreading the word, getting people back in, getting people just to believe in GameStop as a company, not just a meme stocks short squeeze phenomenon, because it does have a lot of growth potential.
Yeah, sure.
It's not just like a one-hit wonder.
And to play devil's advocate, right? So the growth potential, what if leadership decides they're no longer interested in the growth potential, or
Right.
the ship could change directions for whatever reason. I mean, as long as it's heading in the current direction, like, I'm on board. But I mean, I guess it could change directions potentially. I don't think that's where leadership is headed, but
Right. Yeah, you don't really know, right? You have to be willing to take on a huge project to transform a business like GameStop into something new that will last into the future. It's a lot of work.
Right. And are they willing to follow through with all their aspirations? Like, I guess time will tell.
Yeah. And then you've got AMC in the other corner. I'm not an AMC person. Did you ever get into that at all?
I have just a little bit, like a small amount, just in case. Like, I was like, I don't know about that, but just in case. Like, I'll have just a little over here, just in case. But
Right.
all along, all right. So I was originally on Reddit, watching all the short squeeze stuff, or the sneeze, the January sneeze, I guess you would call it. And during that time frame, Reddit like went down, and then it came back up, and there's AMC stuff plastered all over it. And I'm like, where'd all this AMC stuff coming from? So ever since then, I stopped trusting Reddit, and I also stopped trusting AMC.
Right.
So I think potentially, I don't know for sure, but potentially AMC was a big distraction from the get.
Sure, potentially, yes. Yeah.
But I don't know what I don't know. But that's how I've always kind of held AMC as kind of maybe it's true, but
Right.
it's a distraction.
Yeah, it could be a distraction, but if you are a trader and you're making money trading
Right.
other stocks and you're putting money into both and you're putting money into a lot of different stocks, I mean, it's not like having a distraction is really going to affect your ability to buy into GameStop more. I mean, not as much as someone who is not a trader. And
Yeah, there's a distinction between a trader and an investor. So I'm investing in GameStop. I'm not trading. But to your point, like, if I'm just trading, it doesn't matter what the name is. Like, as long as I see that it's going to go up or just go in the direction that I want it to go in, and bet that way, then I don't care what the name is. But if I'm investing, then that makes a difference.
right. And perhaps a lot of the GameStop crowd are investors, and maybe a lot of them are first-time investors. So throwing, an AMC into the mix, if it is a distraction, I could see how that could affect the overall movement. But like as a trader who trades other stocks and then invests in whatever company I want to, I don't always understand what people mean. Like I forget what it means when people say this is a distraction. I'm like, how is it a distraction? And then I remember, you know, if you're just, like the first time investor, maybe it is.
Yeah. If you're trying to invest, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a distraction from. So I think the distraction narrative comes from like the squeeze play.
Mm-hmm.
It's a distraction away from the so-called vulnerability that GameStop is to their position, and the distraction would be to get people to play this other squeeze play, and take attention away from their most vulnerable spot. I think that's more so what the distraction narrative is.
Right. No, that makes a lot of
With
sense.
regards to the squeeze play.
Yeah, and I've noticed like if you try to engage with, squeeze play purists online, um, it's difficult to get someone like that to shift their focus and take a step back and see the bigger picture and maybe think, um, like this GameStop thing is like this is a long-term war. And if I educate myself and I learn how to trade and, I learn how to be a bigger influence in this movement, that's going to do a lot more for it. But, just breaking through that insecurity and that, purist, like, no, you just buy and hold and that's it. It, it can cause, a lot of disagreement. And there's like a lot of arguing online.
I mean, people have their money involved, so it's easy to get offended when you may or may not have put your money in the right place.
Right. Yeah. Um, and I believe that GameStop is going to go up. I don't know if there's going to be a dramatic squeeze. There's a lot of corruption and there are things at play that I don't understand. But, as a company, I am sure that I'm going to make my money back at least, from like if where I bought in.
Yeah, we all hope so.
Yeah. And I always have in my mind too, like, oh man, like, yeah, I want that big squeeze to happen. And I think it's great that there's so many people still going for that. And like the DRS thing and at least just expose any manipulation that might be happening. That's exciting to me.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want any manipulation to be exposed and taken away. But yeah, there's a big mountain to climb there.
Right. And then the skeptic in me is like, Sarah, in 5 years, there's gonna be no stock market. It's all gonna be just like government, rationing out what you need, and then the robots doing all the work for you, and you're just gonna be in a field somewhere meditating.
Yeah, own nothing and be happy.
You own nothing and be happy. I don't know. Maybe I would be. But no.
Doesn't sound like the kind of life I want to live.
No, if you want to live minimalist, cool, but you can't have that put on you. You have to like
Right.
make those choices yourself.
I agree. Like that should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you looking at any new stocks recently? Anything catching your attention?
No, I haven't looked at anything recently. At these prices, I'm struggling not to just like sell every like little other thing I have, just keep throwing it into GameStop. Like that's been part of my struggles with trading is having the funds available because I keep investing in GameStop.
Yeah.
So right now I'm trying not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to keep my trading fund separate. So right now that's in Rolls Royce, and that's got a little ways to go, I think. So I'm just gonna ride that out for a little while and see how that goes. I guess it is due time I start looking at like what could be the next one.
Sure. Yeah, the GameStop thing too. It is interesting trying to form that trader mindset while also having this thing that a lot of us are holding at a huge loss at this point. Not everyone's holding at a
Right.
loss, but like as a trader, it feels like that's really bad risk management, right?
Yeah, it's like there's this elephant in the room while I'm trying to learn how to trade.
Hmm.
Like, and there's I don't know, the elephant's greedy too. He wants all my money.
Yeah.
Um,
Y-
it's yeah, I just keep feeling like I don't have enough shares. So like this
mhm.
thing's gonna go up a lot. I hope. I think. So I'm like, I don't have enough shares. I don't have enough. So I got to keep, every chance I get, buy more.
Have you
Um,
defined for yourself what enough shares would be?
I mean, I'd be pretty happy if I were to get into the 4x range.
Hmm.
I haven't quite there. I ain't
I
gotten
mean,
there yet.
4x, that's also a really broad definition because you got 1,000, you got 2,000, you got
Well,
3,000.
yeah. Like if I could just get there, like I'm not even
Sure.
there yet. So as long as I could get there, I think I'd be pretty happy.
Okay.
Just I don't know. I don't know why.
No, I get that. Shoot, I would love to be able to hold that many shares. And is this a number, like a new number post split that you're thinking? Or
Yeah,
is this
post split,
something?
yeah.
Okay. So maybe before you didn't really think about getting more because maybe you were thinking it was going to happen sooner. Now I'm like projecting my own thoughts onto you, but
Yeah.
uh,
No, no, like I guess I didn't start really. Well, at first it was like, all right, get to 3x. It was like, yeah, I get to
right.
3x. And then it split, and I'm like, get to 4x. Maybe do
Yeah.
4x.
Yeah, no, I feel that. No, ever since the split, it's like a couple hundred doesn't feel like enough anymore because I know like every share is like a fourth of what it was.
Right. Right. And it's crazy to think that $10 would be the previous $4 or $40.
Yeah. So your psychology as a trader, do you feel like you have a pretty good philosophy that you work with that like is there anything that you might want to change about the way you approach trading or you feel pretty solid on that?
Um, now I'm just keep going, I guess.
Sure.
Because I don't know, I feel like I'm on an ascending path. It it seems like it's getting easier, um, and it's been getting more interesting. Um, so I don't know. Just keep chugging along. I guess.
Mm,
I guess I could study more. I could definitely review the course more.
yeah. Yeah, I think about the risk management aspect a lot. Even though
Yeah.
I'm not super good with the technicals, that's really a discipline thing. Just again, sitting with the charts, doing the drills, remembering what the indicators mean, what all the crosses
Yeah.
mean. I'm pretty sketchy on all that stuff, but I think about risk management a lot in like um, especially holding certain numbers of shares and then selling at different levels. Do you find that that's something that you do where like you take profits at different levels or do you feel that urge to hold until the very top level?
Um. Well, recently I've only started trading again recently, and
Mhm.
I've only taken a couple of trades. So GameStop has taught me a little something about averaging down because it's like really the only thing I can do.
Yeah.
Um, so on my on my cold position, for example, I entered at a bad point, but I didn't want to do a stop loss because I thought it had some longer term potential. So um, stop losses are very important, very helpful.
Yes.
But I was watching it, so I was actively watching it, and I guess I could have stopped it at any point, but I was comfortable with letting it go down for a little bit, recognizing that okay, my entrance didn't pan out how I thought it would.
Mm.
Um, so I drew some squigglies on the chart and I marked out, okay, I can average down like right here. And it bounced right off that diagonal line that, or diagonal line that I had drawn.
Mm.
And so I averaged down right there and then it went past my position and ended up gaining, 60% on the trade or whatever. So before cashing out. So, I mean, I forget what your question was, but I feel like I had something
That
there with
sounds
averaging down.
yeah, that sounds like in like the topic, with risk management and how you're doing with that.
Yeah, yeah, risk
Um,
management. Yeah, I was like, all right, so I'm okay with this risk, and I'm, you know, gonna try and manage it by averaging down. It's not,
okay.
the best risk management tool, I guess, but um, and then waited to be significantly in the green, and then I started once I was in the green, I started following it with a stop loss like manually. Uh,
Okay.
so I made sure that I was gonna secure. Um, but once it was at a certain point, um, I just felt like it was, according to the indicators, it seemed like it was like losing momentum and whatnot. So I decided to just stop it where it was. Uh, and I was pretty happy with the results.
It sounds solid.
And then Rolls Royce, I'm pretty happy with my my entrance. It happened to gap up the day after I bought in, um, and it's been going up ever since. So it's um,
Nice. Are you following that with stops?
no.
No.
Well, I'm watching it every day, so
Okay.
that'll be my stop. Like, um, I guess I should start up. I could set up a stop, I guess, but
It's
we're
hard to
waiting for it to
decide.
get to. I think it's gonna go to the golden pocket. So on
Okay.
this fair fib I have drawn, so I think it's heading there. So it's kind of my goal.
Is
Um,
that your take profit target? Or are you just gonna like wait and see what happens?
I think at that point I'll set a stop like in that range. Like I'm like if it keeps going up, like I'll set a stop like right in the golden pocket, and then like I'll keep following it if it keeps going up from there.
Okay, that makes sense to me because you're pretty confident it's gonna reach at least to here, and you don't want to get stopped out of the trade before then, but you've
Yeah,
got your eyes on it.
and I have on my entrance like marked on my chart. So like if day by day it's like starting to go back down towards I'm reading the indicators, like I could just stop out whenever I want manually. I'm just making sure to watch it
Right.
and see what it does. But I think I'm like 20% in the green right now.
Nice. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So I've only had a few trades since starting to trade, like actually like trying to not buy GameStop.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep.
Um, so previous to that, it's been years since I like really like tried to trade. I guess I've done a little bit here and there, but nothing noteworthy.
Sure. Have you ever gone to put a stop order in or like a limit buy in and you realize you filled in the order form wrong and it just completely ruined your strategy?
No, I've not had that trouble with stop, but I have had that issue with a sell, and
Okay.
I ended up selling more shares than I had. So I was sold short position.
Oh
And
no.
this is before I knew anything about like mostly anything.
Right.
So I was like, what happened here? Like sold shares that I don't have. Like I didn't understand what a short was. Like I was
Yes.
in panic mode. Like so I ended up closing the position. I only lost like a couple dollars or whatever, but I was like, I didn't understand what happened. Like I sold way too many shares.
That would have confused the hell out of me.
Yeah.
They were like, "This isn't possible."
Yeah, I thought I was just gonna like sell max shares, but it like sold whatever number it was marked. I didn't check, I didn't compare with what I actually had. So yeah, that was a little bit of a panic moment. But
What platform was that on?
E-Trade,
E-Trade? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm on Fidelity, and they've got all kinds of, like, child locks on everything. So, um
yeah. I started on E-Trade. It's really the only platform I've used to actually enter trades in. No, I actually that's a lie. I did get Webull, so I have some shares in Webull, but
Mhm.
that was only, with my tinfoil hat on to have multiple accounts with GME shares in them.
Yes. Yes, for sure. Yeah, I only have Fidelity right now, partly 'cause I'm so scattered. I would have a heck of a time managing, multiple accounts, remembering all those passwords, even though I write them down, just forgetting that, like, I wrote this down
Yeah.
in which notebook. Um, yeah, um, I've had the problem with the order forms. I think it is partially a Fidelity specific issue. Their order forms are kind of confusing. They're kind of busy. All these, they have a lot of drop down menus. They've got all their stop orders listed. You got to make sure you're clicking the right one. Um, I was trying to place a stop and profit on a stock that I had because I could see it was moving pretty fast, and I was like, I don't really know what's gonna happen here.
It's a moving train. Let me do something.
Yeah, I was like, let me get my stop loss in profit, and I set up my order form with all my shares. I set the price and everything, and then I click the go button, and it's not a limit order. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not a stop order. It's like a limit order or a sell order. So all my shares were sold immediately at that price.
No.
And then I got mad, and instead of going, "Oh, well, that's a good price that I got. At least I'm not losing money." I got
Yeah.
mad, and I bought the shares right back at a higher price.
Hell yeah.
That is emotional trading 101.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the thing plummeted, and I lost all my profits, and it took a chunk of my portfolio with it. And then I had to just get out and evaluate what had happened and, like, take the loss. And then
it only drops that hard like that when you emotionally get in. Like
yes,
it's the
it
only thing.
knows.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's tough to detach yourself from, emotionally from your trades. Like you gotta like keep your cool.
Mhm. And I think especially since it it was a good strategy and I made a mistake, and it
Yeah.
felt like I should have had that, and I
Well,
didn't get it. I should have had it.
yeah, but lesson learned, and now
Yes.
you're double checking that now, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna let that happen again.
Right.
Yeah.
So it had its purpose.
I believe so, yeah.
Uh, check this out. This is King Bailey the First.
Oh my goodness, look at that dog. It's a little king.
It's my boy, King Bailey the First.
King Bailey the First. That is adorable.
That's actually a picture I took of him in the driveway. They just photoshopped it on.
Nice, nice. So you went to one of those, services where they make you look like a monarch?
Yeah, it's yeah, I forget what it's called.
That's that too. I know what it is, but I can't
Crown, it's like Crown Power or something like that. I don't know.
That's adorable.
There's a couple of those places that websites that do that.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've got pictures of the moon all over my wall. So I guess I got obsessed with the moon for like 3 months. And now
Yeah.
I'm glad I bought them. They're beautiful. I'm glad
Really important.
it is. It controls the tides. It protects the earth from meteors. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Some.
Yeah, some, not all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I become very, very wealthy, I'll probably buy more photos of the moon. You know, there'll be nothing stopping me. It'll just be I'll open a museum. You're right. I could live on the moon for part of the year.
Yeah.
You're so right. I didn't even think of that. I was like, oh, I'm just going to build a museum and fill it with moon artwork. And you're like, why don't you live on the moon if you love the moon so much?
Yeah. Don't you just move there, Sarah?
I should.
Yeah, would you live on the Earth side or the dark side?
It would have to be the Earth side. You want that waterfront view.
Nice.
Yes. See every body of water in the world.
Yeah, it'd be something. To watch the moon, to watch the Earth come up.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see an Earth rise.
I didn't think that'll happen, so it doesn't even happen on the moon.
You think it doesn't?
Yeah, because it's like tidal logs, and so you're on the that's why it's the dark side of the moon. Is this side never faces the Earth? It's not like rotating. It's just like that's it. So you're just facing the Earth. That's it.
I am so mad right now because you're 100% right. You are 100% right. But there would be sunrises and sunsets. There would be. It would just be very slow.
Yeah. The sun would. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap up here. It was very good talking to you. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time.
Yeah.
Glad we all together did this.
Me too. And I'll see you on the Discord. And we're going to keep getting better at this. Next time we talk, we're going to have some war stories.
More.
Yeah.